Good evening, my friends. Let me tell you something. In life, there will always be people who doubt you. They will say you can't do it. They'll remind you of your past failures, your shortcomings, and all the reasons why success is out of reach for you. But let me ask you, who writes your story? Is it them or is it you? You see, talk is cheap. Anyone can have an opinion, and most people do. But opinions don't pay the bills. Opinions don't build a legacy. What matters is what you do in response to those voices. The best way to silence the critics is not through arguments, not through anger, but through results. You don't need to explain yourself to people who don't believe in you. Instead, let your achievements do the talking. When you rise, when you grow, when you succeed, they will have no choice but to take notice. The road to success isn't about proving them wrong out of spite. No, it's about proving yourself right. It's about developing the kind of discipline, vision, and work ethic that makes success inevitable. You don't need to announce your dreams, just go build them. So, the next time someone doubts you, smile. Thank them in your mind. Because every doubter, every naysayer is giving you fuel to push forward. They are giving you the perfect opportunity to turn their disbelief into a stepping stone. And one day, when you stand on top of that mountain, you won't need to say a word. Your success will do all the talking for you. Now, go and make it happen. You don't need to announce your dreams to the world, just go out and build them. Too many people waste their energy trying to convince others that they're going to succeed. But success isn't something you talk about, it's something you demonstrate. Words are easy. Anyone can say they're going to be great, but greatness isn't declared, it's proven. When you commit yourself to a goal, there will always be those who doubt you. They'll question whether you have what it takes. They'll remind you of the risks, the challenges, and all the reasons why it might not work. But here's the key. You don't need to argue with them. You don't need to spend time explaining yourself. Instead, you get to work. The real winners in life don't waste time in debates. They are too busy building, learning, growing. They let their discipline, their consistency, and their achievements make the statement for them. The moment you shift from trying to prove yourself with words to proving yourself with results, everything changes. People don't remember promises, they remember outcomes. You don't need to tell people that you're working hard. Let your results show it. You don't need to explain how dedicated you are. Let the quality of your work reveal it. The most powerful response to doubt is not a loud voice, but undeniable evidence. A person who has built something real, something valuable, never needs to beg for recognition. The proof is in the work. So while others are busy talking about what they plan to do, you'll be ahead, already doing it. And when the results start to show, when success becomes visible, the people who once doubted will have no choice but to acknowledge what you've built. Not because you told them, but because your actions made it impossible to ignore. When people doubt you, you have two choices. You can let it discourage you, or you can let it drive you. Most people take doubt personally. They let it shake their confidence, make them second-guess their potential. But the ones who succeed, the ones who rise above, understand something powerful. Doubt is just fuel waiting to be used. Every time someone tells you that you can't do it or that it's too difficult, that you don't have what it takes, see it for what it is. It's an opportunity. An opportunity to prove to yourself just how capable you are. An opportunity to take that doubt, flip it on its head, and turn it into energy that pushes you forward. The greatest achievers in history were not the ones who were praised from the start. No, they were the ones who faced rejection, criticism, and disbelief. But instead of folding under it, they used it. They saw every negative word as a challenge, a reason to push harder. They understood that the best way to answer doubt is not with words, but with action. You don't need to argue with those who doubt you. You don't need to convince them. In fact, it's better if they don't believe in you. Because when you succeed, the impact will be even greater. Let their doubt be the fire that keeps you going when things get tough. Let it remind you why you started in the first place. Every time you feel discouraged, every time you hear someone say you won't make it, smile. Because they're giving you exactly what you need, another reason to prove yourself right. Let their doubt become your fuel, and soon enough, they'll be the ones who have to reconsider their words, not because you argued, but because you made it undeniable. Success doesn't happen by chance. It doesn't come to those who simply hope for it, wish for it, or talk about it. Success is reserved for those who are willing to do the work day in and day out long after the excitement fades and the hard reality sets in. That's where an unshakable work ethic comes in. Most people work hard when it's convenient, when they feel motivated, or when someone is watching, but that's not real discipline. Real discipline is doing the work when no one is around, when there's no immediate reward, when it would be easier to quit. It's about showing up every single day, not just when you feel like it, but especially when you don't. The truth is, success isn't about being the most talented. It's not about having the best connections. It's about consistency. It's about putting in the effort even when progress seems slow, even when setbacks happen. Because setbacks will happen, challenges will come, but the person who is committed, who refuses to be outworked, who keeps moving forward no matter what, that's the person who wins in the end. An unshakable work ethic means you don't look for shortcuts. You don't cut corners. You don't make excuses. Instead, you take full responsibility for your results. You understand that the process might be tough, but the reward is worth it. And over time, your habits, your discipline, and your relentless effort will separate you from the rest. So don't wait for motivation. Don't rely on inspiration. Build the kind of discipline that carries you through the days when you don't feel like working. Because when others give up, when they slow down, when they settle, you'll keep going. And that's why you'll win. Not because you got lucky, but because you earned it. One of the greatest mistakes people make is wasting time looking at what everyone else is doing. They compare, they compete in the wrong race, and they lose sight of their own journey. But here's the truth. Your success has nothing to do with what others are doing. It has everything to do with what you are doing. Distraction is one of the biggest enemies of progress. It's easy to get caught up watching someone else's highlight reel, feeling like you're behind, like you need to keep up. But life isn't a competition with others. It's a race against yourself. The only thing that matters is whether you are better today than you were yesterday. That's the real measure of success. When you focus too much on others, you lose momentum. You start questioning your own process, changing your direction based on what looks successful for someone else. But what works for them may not work for you. You have your own unique path, your own timeline, and your own strengths. The key is to trust that process, stay consistent, and keep moving forward no matter how slow it feels at times. There will always be people who seem to be moving faster, achieving more, reaching their goals sooner. But don't be fooled. Everyone's journey is different. Some people start fast but burn out quickly. Others take time to build a solid foundation that lasts a lifetime. The goal isn't speed, it's sustainability. So stop looking around. Stop worrying about how far ahead or behind others are. Instead, focus all that energy on becoming the best version of yourself. Do the work, stay disciplined, keep improving, because when you stay locked in on your own journey, success isn't a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. People respect results, not intentions, not promises, not big talk, just results. The world doesn't ask what you meant to do, it looks at what you actually did. And that's why building a track record of results is so important. It's the foundation of credibility, influence, and lasting success. Too many people get caught up in talking about what they're going to do. They make bold claims, set big goals, and announce their ambitions to anyone who will listen. But here's the problem. Words don't build a business, words don't create wealth, and words don't develop skills. Only action does. And not just one-time action, consistent, disciplined action over time. Results don't happen overnight. They are the byproduct of daily effort. Small wins stacked on top of each other until they become undeniable. You don't become successful by doing something once. You become successful by proving over and over again that you can deliver, that you follow through, that when you say you're going to do something, you do it. When you build a track record of results, you no longer have to convince people of your abilities. Your work speaks for itself. People trust those who have a pattern of success because success leaves clues. It shows in your habits, in your discipline, in the way you show up every day. So don't worry about impressing people with words. Focus on results. Let your consistency, your progress, and your achievements do the talking. Over time, those results will become your greatest asset. Because when you've proven yourself through action, no one can deny what you're capable of. Too many people spend their lives chasing approval. They want validation, recognition, applause. They want someone to say, "You're doing great." But the problem is, when you live for approval, you become dependent on it. You start making decisions based on what others think instead of what truly matters. And that's a dangerous way to live. Instead of chasing approval, chase mastery. Mastery doesn't need applause. Mastery is about becoming so good at what you do that the results speak for themselves. It's about putting in the work, sharpening your skills, refining your craft, not for recognition, but because you demand excellence from yourself. The truth is, most people will only believe in you after you succeed. Before that, they'll question, doubt, and criticize. So if you rely on approval, you'll never get far, because in the early stages, there won't be much of it. That's why your focus must be on mastery, on becoming the absolute best at what you do, regardless of whether anyone is watching or clapping. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people don't wait for approval to take action. They do the work whether anyone notices or not. They don't need someone to tell them they're on the right path. They know they are, because they're committed to constant improvement. So don't waste time looking for validation. Instead, get better, learn more, practice harder, build something real, because when you reach mastery, you won't need approval. It will come naturally. People respect those who deliver results, not those who beg for attention. And when you focus on being great at what you do, success becomes inevitable. When people doubt you, when they criticize you, when they tell you that you can't do it, the worst thing you can do is argue with them. Trying to convince people with words is a waste of time, because opinions are cheap. Everyone has one, and most of them are wrong. But here's the secret. There's something far more powerful than words: results. When you achieve success, when you rise above the noise, when you accomplish what others said was impossible, you don't have to say a single word. Your success becomes the loudest statement you could ever make. The mistake many people make is getting caught up in proving themselves through argument. They waste energy debating, explaining, and defending their dreams. But the truth is, people don't respect explanations. They respect achievement. They respect results. And when you succeed, the same people who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge it, not because you told them, but because you showed them. Success is the best response to every critic, every doubter, every person who underestimated you. But it doesn't come from wanting to prove people wrong. It comes from wanting to prove yourself right. It comes from staying disciplined, from showing up every day, from refusing to let outside opinions dictate your destiny. So don't argue. Don't explain. Don't waste time worrying about what others think. Just go to work. Stay focused. Keep improving, because one day, when you've built something real, when you've reached a level that others can't ignore, you won't need to say a thing. Your success will say everything for you. Talent is good, motivation is helpful, but neither of them can carry you to success on their own. The real difference maker, the one thing that separates those who achieve from those who only dream, is discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It's easy to work hard when you're excited, when things are going well, when motivation is high. But what happens when the excitement fades? What happens when the results don't come as quickly as you expected? That's where discipline takes over. Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they lack consistency. They let their emotions dictate their actions. If they feel inspired, they work hard. If they don't, they slow down or stop altogether. But success isn't about working hard sometimes. It's about showing up every single day, no matter what. Discipline is what keeps you on track when distractions come, and distractions will come. Temptations, setbacks, criticism, doubt. But when you have discipline, none of that can shake you. You don't get thrown off course just because things aren't easy. You don't quit just because progress feels slow. You stay committed to the process because you understand that results don't come from occasional effort. They come from relentless effort. Every great achievement in history was built on discipline. Not luck, not convenience, but discipline. The ability to stick to a plan, to follow through, to stay focused even when the rewards aren't immediate. Because success is never an event. It's a habit. A habit of doing the work over and over until excellence becomes second nature. So when things get tough, when motivation disappears, when you feel like stopping, remember this: discipline is your greatest weapon. It will take you further than talent, further than luck, further than anyone who simply wants success but isn't willing to earn it. Master discipline, and success becomes inevitable. The moment you decide to pursue something great, critics will appear. Not everyone will believe in you. Some will doubt you, some will mock you, and some will try to pull you down. But here's the truth. You will never reach success if you spend your time answering small-minded critics. There will always be people who don't see your vision, who don't understand your ambition, who want to keep you at their level. And if you're not careful, you'll waste precious energy trying to win them over. But the reality is, people who criticize you from the sidelines are never the ones doing better than you. They're not the ones working harder, building something meaningful, or chasing their own dreams. They're simply spectators, talking, judging, but never creating. The biggest mistake you can make is letting their words slow you down. You can't afford to stop and explain yourself to every doubter. You can't afford to shrink your dreams to make others comfortable. While they talk, you work. While they criticize, you improve. While they doubt, you execute. Success isn't about proving your critics wrong. It's about proving yourself right. Let your results silence them. Because the moment you start winning, the same people who doubted you will either disappear or pretend they supported you all along. And that's the irony. Small-minded critics never last, but those who stay focused and disciplined always rise. So stay locked in. Keep your eyes on the goal. Let the small-minded critics talk while you keep building. Because in the end, you won't need to respond to them. Your success will do that for you. When people doubt you, when they criticize you, when they say you can't do it, the natural reaction is to defend yourself, to explain, to argue. But here's the truth. Words don't change minds. Results do. You don't need to respond to negativity with explanations. You don't need to convince people that you're capable. The best way to answer doubt, the best way to silence critics, the best way to prove anything is through success. When you achieve, when you build, when you grow, you won't have to say a word. Your results will speak so loudly that no one will be able to ignore them. The problem is, too many people waste time fighting battles that don't matter. They get caught up in proving themselves to others instead of focusing on actually becoming better. But the real winners don't waste time arguing. They don't get distracted by opinions. They keep their heads down, put in the work, and let the scoreboard do the talking. Success is the greatest response because it's undeniable. People can ignore your words, but they can't ignore results. They can doubt you in the beginning, but they won't be able to question you when you've built something real. And the best part, by the time success comes, you won't even care what the doubters think, because you'll be too focused on the next level. So don't argue, don't explain, don't beg for approval, just get to work. Be disciplined, stay consistent, and one day, when you've built something solid, when your results are in front of them, you won't need to say a thing. Because when you win, the message is clear, and success becomes the only response you'll ever need. Success doesn't come from luck, talent, or good intentions. It comes from discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Most people rely on motivation, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days you wake up ready to take on the world, and other days, you don't even want to get out of bed. If you depend on motivation alone, you'll never be consistent. And without consistency, success is impossible. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't make excuses. Discipline is doing the work whether you're inspired or not. It's sticking to your commitments when no one is watching. It's following through on your goals, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. The truth is, success isn't built in a day, it's built daily. It's in the small decisions you make over and over again, waking up early to work on your dreams, sticking to your plan when distractions come, pushing through discomfort when others quit. That's discipline. And that's what separates those who achieve from those who only wish. Most people want results, but they're not willing to do what it takes consistently over time. They want the rewards without the effort. But life doesn't work that way. You don't get what you want, you get what you earn. And discipline is how you earn it. So if you want to succeed, forget about shortcuts. Forget about waiting for the right time. Commit to discipline. Make it your weapon. Train yourself to show up every day, no matter what. Because once you master discipline, success is no longer a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. The moment you decide to do something great, expect resistance. Not everyone will cheer for you. Some will doubt you, some will criticize you, and some will try to bring you down. But here's what you must remember. Criticism from small-minded people is never about you. It's about them. People who spend their time tearing others down do so for one reason. They're not building anything themselves. They feel threatened by your ambition because it reminds them of their own inaction. They'd rather try to pull you back than step up and do the work themselves. But you cannot afford to let their negativity slow you down. Too many people waste their energy defending themselves, explaining their dreams, or trying to prove their worth to those who will never support them. That's a losing game. The truth is, no amount of explaining will change a small mind. No amount of debating will convince someone who has already decided to doubt you. So why waste your breath? The most powerful response to criticism is results. When you keep working, keep improving, and keep moving forward, something incredible happens. The critics fade into the background. Because success makes noise. It silences doubt. It turns skeptics into believers. And more importantly, it makes their words irrelevant. So don't get distracted. Don't get emotional. Don't let someone's small thinking make you doubt yourself. Stay focused on your work. Stay committed to your growth, and let your results speak for you. Because in the end, critics don't build legacies, doers do. And as long as you keep building, nothing they say can stop you.